Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We today are discussing the double standards of mental health in celebrities.
Yes.
So buckle up.
Yes. This is in light of for the past few months, like all the comments and stuff that Kanye has done. I'm calling him Kanye. I'm not calling him Ye because I have no respect for him.
He's just completely unhinged. And not in like the silly, funny, goofy way. Like,
no.
He's just unhinged.
Like, actually not okay.
And it's scary.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about some double standards with gender and how mental health is treated between like men and women and celebrities. But before we get into that, we're going to do our obsessions, give a little life update, and then, yeah, we're going to get into it. Okay, wait. We have an update. This is not an update, but we were dying because we got 2 comments on
our YouTube video.
It was a short, though.
Oh, okay.
It was like a reel.
But on YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube. And we posted a TikTok basically for our last episode that we were talking about being lost in your 20s. And we were saying, it's like a 10-second clip. And we were just saying, like, time is irrelevant. So you shouldn't let it factor into these important decisions. Obviously, time should be a factor in certain decisions. But if you actually listen to the full episode, you'd understand what we were talking about.
Right.
And these 2
people...
yeah,
we were talking about, like, not being on a timeline. That's what it was.
Yeah. Exactly. And these 2 people, like, okay, we do get hate comments.
More and more now.
More and more, yeah, which is, like, we were just saying, like, you know, you're making it if you get hate, so that's fine.
Yes, we have haters.
But it's just funny to us because these 2 people, one person commented on that, wow, these girls don't have a lot going on upstairs.
You texted that to me when I was at work, and I was like, that is rude.
Well, what did the other person say? Oh, he said, like, this is, like, the most uneducated thing I've ever heard, or something like that.
Yeah, we were like, what the heck? Okay.
Yeah, I was like...
Can't win.
Okay. And, Tyler, who you guys met, I showed him the video, and he was like, okay, like, he was like, out of context, it's not the most educated thing you've ever said, but he was like, it's also not like...
But what is there to be educated about? For one, like, it's an opinion.
No, I know, but, like, he was like, I could understand why, but he was like, you guys don't sound stupid.
No.
I'm like, yeah, we definitely do have stuff going on upstairs. I promise.
Bye-bye.
It was just really funny because we were like, oh my gosh, people are brutal.
Yeah, no shame.
So that was just something funny that we wanted to share because, like, it was just hilarious. But we hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode, feeling lost in your 20s. And hopefully you found some peace knowing that you're not alone if you're feeling the same way.
That was the goal.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you want to get into obsessions?
Sure. So my obsession is my Goodreads account because I've said, oh, do you know what that is?
Yes, of course I know what that is. I used to have Goodreads.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I've told you guys this before. I have a lot of downtime at work, so I've been reading more. And another thing that I've done is like completely updated my Goodreads, and I'll just browse and add books to my shelf. Ooh. And I made like new shelves, like when I have holds at the library that I haven't picked up yet, but I put them on hold. Like I added that shelf. Wow. There's like a currently reading, like all this stuff. So that's my obsession.
Fun.
It is fun.
So it's like a digital, like, keep track of what you've read.
Pretty much. And, like, you can browse. They have, like, choice awards and that kind of stuff. It's cool. Like, you can interact with authors and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's fun for all you avid readers out there. Can you follow people? Is it, like, a social platform?
There's community, and, like, you can leave reviews. So, like, I leave reviews out on the books that I finish. Mm-hmm. It's fun.
So, connect with Ken's on Goodreads. Be friends.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay, my obsession is these little disco cups. They're disco balls with straws that come out the top. We got them from Target for like $3 each or something, I think. Maybe $5. And this weekend we went out twice, and before we made our own vodka crayons because we are vodka crayon girlies. And so I made like super strong vodka crayons with these little disco cups, but they're so cute. Like they are such cute. A vibe. Maybe I'll share one of the TikToks that we
made a couple. They look so cute.
Yeah, we should just post it on Real Talk because they were really cute cups, and I don't know, it just like it was fun. It was really fun, the little cups. So that's my obsession.
Cute. Well, I don't have anything else.
Okay, well let's get into it. This is going to be a little shorter episode, but I think it's really important to talk about this because obviously I don't want to get into everything that Kanye has said because I'm sure that we've all seen it because he wants to freaking bombard the media. I actually was listening to this podcast, I think, that he said like a few months ago, I think it was like 8 months ago, that his goal was to be in the news, like a top story every single day. And so, like, he's literally, I mean, I think he believes the stuff he's saying, but like, he's literally just going off the rails, in my opinion, to just get attention.
Yeah, it's very
Um,
obvious.
but anyways, so yeah, not to get into everything he's saying, you can look it up, but the main he was like always being he's always been controversial, and everyone, like his fans and his following, is like, it's Kanye, like he's an artist, that's just who he is, and people defend him that way of like, oh, that's just who he is, like he's just so out of the box. But recently he started to get canceled when he started making anti-Semitic comments. Like he said like he was gonna go like crazy on the Jews. Like he like tweeted like, tomorrow morning I'm going crazy on the Jews, and then like just said a bunch of like super hateful things against Jewish people.
Uh-huh.
And it's just really interesting because like I saw this TikTok and it was like um Jewish people who like made Kanye who he is, and it's like producers that he's worked with and like people that his friends and stuff that are Jews. And it's like, how does that have to do anything with like who a person is, and why are you going to target one group of people
Yeah.
and think that that's okay?
Right. It is really frustrating to watch because yeah, he's always been like kind of out there with his opinions and stuff and had like no shame sharing them,
Mhm.
but he has crossed the line several times.
Mhm. Yeah, he got like I pretty much all, I think all of his brand deals got removed. He's like no
Mhm.
longer a billionaire.
Mhm.
Um like everything. So like I would say he's pretty much been canceled. Like I don't listen to his music anymore.
Mm.
Not that I was ever like a Kanye fan, like always listening to songs, but there's a few songs that were on my playlist. I skip them. Like I'm like, no, I don't want to support you in your music anymore.
Yes.
Um so yeah, he's gotten like pretty much canceled off the face of the earth, but like he's still obviously relevant because he gets all this coverage. And this all, at first people were just blaming his bipolar disorder because he has come out and said that he has diagnosed bipolar. And obviously, like, we take mental health really seriously, and that's a big deal. So that's not something to be taken lightly. But at the same time, it doesn't excuse any of the comments that he's made. Because
Mm-mm.
a lot of people at first were trying to say, oh, he's just in a manic episode. Like, all of these signs are in line with him having a manic episode. But now he's crossed the line.
Right.
So to kind of get into the gender, um, like double standards of it all, I mean, we honestly can look at like the Free Britney movement, and that's a big one where we see like a woman who's like obviously struggling, but like taken completely captive. But I was trying to do research because I was like, okay, obviously like Free Britney, that got out of control and she was like, being taken advantage of and abused and in that conservatorship for years. But I was like, let me look into like other celebrities who have diagnosed bipolar disorder. And there's a lot of women that I'll list, but like they have diagnosed bipolar or diagnosed like mental health issues, and they were like completely put on lockdown
Yes.
for
Mhm.
doing less than Kanye is doing now. And
And like being on complete lockdown, like literally Britney, for example, like being forced to have the IUD.
yeah, exactly. Like no
Like
bodily
crazy, yeah,
autonomy.
crazy stuff like that where literally no freedom.
Hmm. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go through a few. There's actually a lot. You can click on the link in the show notes to read more if you're interested. But Amanda Bynes is a big one. In 2014, it was revealed that she has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and she's under a conservatorship right now. So I know, I don't know that much about conservatorships, but I know that like you're financially on lockdown, and it's basically like a guardian,
Mhm.
even though you're over
Can't
21.
make your own decisions. Mhm.
Exactly. So, and you can look at some of these people and be like, oh, well, they did this. Like, they had a drug problem and they like went off the rails in whatever way. But like, why is Kanye not under a conservatorship? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, if he's literally going off the rails right
Well,
now.
it's just interesting that the response for women is like, we need to control her
Hmm.
because she's gonna do something more crazy than she's already
Exactly.
doing.
Exactly.
But for men, it's like,
It's
like
like,
for
oh,
Kanye, you know,
he's
we'll look
just.
past it again.
Hmm.
Eh.
Exactly. Yeah. So Amanda Bynes, that's one big one. Lindsay Lohan, and again, like, they did do like I know they all had like drug problems and like they went a little bit crazy. But again, I'm sorry, you can't tell me that Kanye is not on drugs. That's just my opinion, you know. Like, okay, you can cancel me, whatever.
Well, I just don't know.
You never know. But like, point is, everyone, like all of these people I'm listing, like, yeah, they might have needed some help, like these women that were in conservatorships, but that doesn't mean they need to be completely put on lockdown.
Mhm.
So, Lindsay Lohan, her dad tried to get her a conservatorship, but was unable to. But he like really pushed for a long time, and it's believed that she has an undiagnosed mental disorder. Um, just from like multiple experts, like talking to her and the signs that she was exhibiting. So, I think something else that's important to realize is like a lot of these disorders, like there's a lot of people that have them, but if you're a celebrity, that doesn't mean you have to talk about it.
Right, right. I believe celebrities should still be entitled to some privacy. If you don't
Exactly.
want to talk about that, you shouldn't have to.
Yeah. So like the speculation about Lindsay Lohan, like maybe she was just going off the rails, but maybe she does have something, like that's her own
And she
business.
should be able to work through that.
Right. Without getting all of her freedom taken away.
Mhm.
Um Mariah Carey, I didn't know this one. When she was younger, her mom and brother tried to claim that she was unstable, and they attempted to get a conservatorship over her. They also failed, but she has bipolar disorder as well.
Interesting. I didn't know that either.
And then Britney Spears, her conservatorship, it was placed on her in 2008, and then she got out November 2021. So literally last year, barely over a year ago. And like you were saying, like that was a whole controversial thing because she was forced to have an IUD. She didn't have any freedom. Like there's.
Like her financial
Mhm.
lack of freedom, it's
Mhm.
insane.
Mhm.
Like her whole family was just profiting off her, using her
Yeah.
to make all the money.
Yeah. So I like what you said earlier. Like I feel like it's looked at as like women, if they're like going off the rails in everyone's opinion, or like they're doing something crazy, it is so looked down upon. Like, what's happening to her? Like, what is she doing? Because you can look at countless other situations where they're just trying to control women. But then we see Kanye making the news every day for saying this totally not okay stuff. Like, he has children. I would be concerned about his children being around him
Mhm.
because he is saying like crazy things. I don't want to say crazy because I don't want to like connotate that with anything like mental health, but like he's actually saying things that are insane, and there's no excuse for blaming it on a manic episode.
No, he's saying things that are completely out of touch and offensive to
Mhm.
so many groups.
Mhm. And I really believe if he was a woman,
It would be a completely different
it would be
reaction.
such a different narrative.
It would be so different. This
Mhm.
is reminding me of like in like the 20th century,
Mhm.
how like hysteria was like a diagnosis for women,
Yeah.
like just for having emotions or
Uh-huh.
like crying, like you were seen as hysteric or like
Mhm.
manic. But like men, no.
Mhm.
It's the same exact thing.
Yeah. Or like in our episode about like witchcraft, like
Yeah, same exact
same
thing.
exact thing. Literally, like if Kanye was saying this stuff back then,
He'd be
he
burned
would
at the
have been burned
stake.
at the stake if he was a woman. Like
Literally.
it's insane, and it makes me really upset because like looking at other celebrities. Okay, I saw a TikTok and someone said we refer to TikTok so much. It really is just like the source. But I saw a TikTok and someone was like he was Jewish, just like a regular old Joe, but he was Jewish and he had bipolar disorder. And he said it was like a sad sound in the background and he was like I'm bipolar, but I would never say these things about another group of people.
No.
Like, he was
No,
saying,
and
like, there is no excuse. Like, everyone's rallying against that because they're like, like, I have bipolar disorder, and that's no excuse for anything.
right. And this is making me so frustrated because Kanye is just perpetuating that what's the word I'm looking for? Where like, oh, if you're bipolar, you're crazy, which is so
Yes.
not true.
Exactly, like,
It's so not true. And that's such
exactly.
a hurtful narrative to people who are diagnosed with bipolar.
Mhm.
That is awful. And so
Yeah.
like I feel bad for that guy because he's like, yeah, I would never do anything like that because
Mhm.
I'm just diagnosed with a mental illness and
Mhm.
I'm just trying to get through it. Like
Yeah.
I'm a normal person still.
Yeah, and people, like, put in the work to, like,
Mhm.
live with that disorder and get treatment and, like, do all that, and so that really is hurtful to people that are diagnosed with that mental illness because, like, these people are actually just, like, trying to live their best lives
Mhm.
and get through every day because I'm sure that's incredibly hard, and he's using it as a crutch and as an excuse, trying to blame his hateful comments on that. That is so true. Something kind of related, I was looking into just, like, a list of other celebrities who have been diagnosed with bipolar, and Carrie Fisher from Star Wars, she was bipolar. David Harbour, Stranger Things.
Daddy.
Um, Demi Lovato, Mariah Carey, Russell Brand, Sting, and then there was a ton of people that were listed, but then also, like, I think it's really safe to assume there's, like, a ton of celebrities that struggle with mental illness in general.
Yeah, they're normal people.
Uh-huh, because there are so many of us that do.
They're normal people and they're dealing with things that like quote normal people like we would never have to deal with,
Yeah.
that I'm guessing would be so difficult to work through. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, I bet they're not wrong saying there's probably a lot of people that are just undiagnosed or not public about it.
Yeah, exactly. But even all these people that are diagnosed, do we see them saying anything like this? No. And actually, so okay, Demi Lovato, they tried to put a conservatorship on her. They failed. But Mariah Carey, so both of them listed, um, they tried to have conservatorships placed on them, and are both diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and it wasn't a question of like, oh, why are we even trying to put conservatorships on them? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, they were on this list of women who were looked at as crazy and like we need to control them, and they're struggling with the same mental illness as Kanye. And I
Right.
just thought that was interesting. Like, come on. You can't you can't say that there's no connection between Kanye being a man and getting away with this. Not to say that he's fully getting away because he did get a bunch of brand deals revoked, but, like, he's just looked at as, like, "Well, that's kinda how he is," or
Like
we're
that's the brand he's built of himself.
Uh-huh,
But also it's frustrating because he still has so many diehard fans. Like
uh-huh,
so many people who are still supporting his music,
mhm,
who will defend him.
mhm. And that's, like, all the diehard fans are really saying, like, "He's in a manic episode." No. I'm sorry, no. You can't. Because
Even
he
if
is
he is, it doesn't excuse
Yeah,
that.
even if he does it, it doesn't excuse that. Like, he has gone on so many different podcasts, on his Twitter. He's literally like Donald Trump, who wouldn't freaking put down
Yes.
Twitter. But and yeah, actually, like, why is he not banned from Twitter for saying all this hateful stuff? Shouldn't he be? Like, hate speech?
Kanye?
Yes.
He's been banned.
Oh, he's been banned?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
I don't know
I
if he
think I'm
is right
just
now, but, like, I know he was slash has been several times.
I don't know if he is right now. I guess we can fact check that.
I'm looking.
Um,
On Twitter?
yeah, on Twitter. But like, I just I don't know. It is just frustrating because to see like the double standard because he really is making like the conscious choices. Even if he is in a manic episode, he's making the conscious decision to go on all these platforms, to go on his social media and say all these hateful things, to go on these podcasts, to go on, to do all this stuff and spread these messages. He's making that conscious decision. So all these diehard fans defending him, saying that it's just because he's in a manic episode, that is not okay,
No.
and you're just contributing to the hate. And really, if he was a woman, he would be locked up.
It would just be such a different reaction.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I did just look it up. He's banned on Instagram and Twitter.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, good. Um, so I was reading this quote. The title is "Mental illness does not excuse Kanye's anti-Semitism, even if it explains it." So I'm just going to read this whole quote because I thought it was really well said. It says, "Neither bigotry nor anti Semitism are characteristic symptoms of bipolar disorder. People with mental disorders are no more prone to hatefulness than those without. To suggest otherwise, by basingly attributing West's anti Semitism to his psychiatric affliction, is both to promote stigma against people suffering from mental illness and to excuse his hateful diatribes as helpless spasms, if not harmless amusements." So that was kind of like what you were saying. Like, it is just harmful to the people, to everyone who suffers with that mental affliction. And it's not okay to excuse it. Even if it does explain it, even if he is in a manic episode, it does not excuse the things he's saying.
Right. I like how they clarified it can maybe explain what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I'm still really not on board with that.
Yeah,
But it will never excuse that.
exactly. And I like how they said that bigotry nor anti Semitism are characteristic symptoms of bipolar disorder because they're not.
No.
They're not at all.
No. That's just him as a person being hateful.
I also think like and we could go way further into this in a full episode, but like the way that like anger or rage is looked at in like gender.
Oh my gosh. We could
Honestly, like we could
really
really
deep
do a
dive
full
in.
episode, so I don't think we need to get into it. But like the way that rage is looked at, like he's like saying hateful, mean, nasty things. If a woman would have said things with that tone and that like anger behind it, it would be looked at way differently as well.
It really is. We're like so expected as women to just be polite to everybody.
Mhm.
I want to share this real quick
Yeah.
because I've told you this before when I first started my job. There's only one man on our team and he's an older guy. He's super
Mhm.
nice, but with guests who come in, he's very just short and not very customer service oriented.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, all of us women are like, "Hi, how's your day? Like, how's everything going?" Like, we are so accommodating, but like if
Mhm.
he can't hear somebody or like he'll literally just be like, "Can't hear you."
Mhm.
And like as a man, like
He
it's
can get
fine.
away with
He
that.
just gets away with it.
Mhm.
But like if it was me saying that, they'd be like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, like
Like
this
it's
girl is you know,
yeah,
like we all know, like but like it's like, oh, she's a hag or like
it's like just
she's
such a
rude.
different reaction. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that is really interesting. We really could go like fully into it, and I actually would like to cover that at some point.
Hmm.
Um but it's so true, especially because you do have experience. Like when you told me that, you had texted me that you were like, I need to tell you this. Like this is such a double standard. And then you told me that, and I'm like, yeah, that's actually so
Because
true.
it's not like it just happens with like one guest. Like, no, it happens like all the time where like me and my teammates are like, whoa.
Yeah,
Like it's annoying.
but the double standard. So all of that to just say, there's a huge double standard in the way that mental health is treated between genders, especially like people who are well known and prominent. And we can see that with all these celebrities. Like,
Yes. I think the Free Britney movement did a really great job of exposing some of
yeah,
that and
for sure.
showing like how wrong that was and like us being able to follow her court case and stuff was really eye-opening.
Hmm.
So, let's hope Kanye stays banned. Let's hope he turns everything around. Highly doubt
Yeah.
it. But
And like, let's hope that he gets the treatment that he obviously needs because we're not discounting his mental health at all, but we're just pointing out the fact that there's a huge double standard. And if he was a woman, it would be a completely different story.
it would be different. And we all know it.
Yeah. So, with that being said, thank you guys for listening.
Have a really Merry Christmas if you celebrate. Happy
Hmm.
holidays. Safe New Year.
Yes, we will be taking a break for the week of Christmas. So, this is our last episode of 2022.
2022. Oh my gosh.
We have some really exciting things planned for next year. Maybe starting the year with a giveaway. Maybe.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We definitely are, but stay tuned for the details. We're excited to be back with you guys in 2023 because it is just going to be everyone's year. Like, we
I
are
have a feeling
shining in
we are.
2023. Everyone. Like, all of you guys listening, start making your goals. We're going to be doing a planning session. So you'll see on social media, like, we're going to be doing vision boards for the podcast and writing down our goals. And we're just pumped for the new year.
Yeah, I also do want to like toot our own horn because a lot of the goals we made at the beginning, all of them. Okay,
Yep.
so all the goals we made 2022 came true.
Uh-huh.
So I'm proud of us.
Yeah,
but thank you
actually-
guys for tuning in each week because like you guys were the reason that we met those goals.
Yes.
So we really appreciate it.
Yeah, our biggest goal, we wanted to reach a certain mark in like number of listens, and we actually like more than doubled it.
Yeah. That's so exciting.
Yeah, so just thank you guys so much. We are genuinely so grateful because the podcast brings us so much joy, and we put in so much work and just like want to build this so much. And every week the audience grows, and it feels nice to know that there's people that listen every week and support us, and we really couldn't make anything happen without you guys, so we appreciate it.
Seriously. And on that note too, if you could please, if you are listening to an episode and you enjoy it, or you're like, hey, so and so would love this episode, like please just send them a text, send them the link, share it on social media. If you could leave us a rating and review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, like it goes such a long way.
It really does. So do that before the year ends. We would appreciate it, and we'll see you guys in 2023.
Bye.